We'll go to chapter 2, economic assumptions. When we talk about assumptions are things you believe, things you think about that you think they are true, but you don't have any proofs for them. That's assumption. But let's see what they will here. So economics is a social science that studies how individuals make decisions about the allocation of scarce resources. We talked about what economics is before now. Economics is about how we take decisions about allocation because there's going to be scarcity. So here we have a case study immediately, making choices. In general, economists assume that all an individual behaves rationally when making a choice. This means that an individual will make a thoughtful and logical decision when choosing between different causes of action. So, for economists, they believe we are rational consumers because we think about things and we logically take decisions about them. We are still rational, but the result of our action would determine if we are rational or irrational. So what it means is that we become irrational when they felt that, oh, why did he take such decision? Do you get the point? Why did he take such decision? That means the result would have come out. You would have seen the result, like a smoker. Someone who smokes is a decision that he or she has taken, but you wouldn't say he should not because he's not spending your money, spending his own income. So you wouldn't tell him to stop. But if as a result of smoking, he got ill and maybe probably presumption he died due to cigarette smoking, then it becomes an irrational consumer. Do you get it? Why did he choose to start smoking? So that is what the point is about. So you are, as an individual, you are rational because you would have taken a decision based on logical thinking. I think you understand what rational is and irrational is. Decisions that we take them based on logic. Is it clear? So individuals will make different kind of choices. So they make choice based on how they feel at that point in time and what income they have. So we're not going to dwell on this any much. So let's say, okay, now let's say they said, for example, a young student, Anita, is given RS 5,000 to spend on anything she chooses up to that value. She draws up a list of the things she would like to buy and places them in order of preference. So she has a scale of preference, which is what? The arrangement of our wants or needs according to how important they are, right? So she draws up the list, okay. The items, each of which cost 5,000 are shown in figure. These are the items. Option A is our most preferred option and option D is our least preferred. So she chooses option A, meal out to treat her friends for 5,000. Option D, flight to Mumbai to visit her brother. That's option D. Why it would be irrational for Anita to choose option C, given the information above? Why will it be irrational? A new outfit for a future wedding. They said, why would it be irrational for her to choose option C?
Because there's still time ahead.
There's still time ahead. Thank you. It is irrational. Yeah, it is irrational of her. How do you choose your wedding clothes now when there's going to be new designs in the future? Time is ahead. There's time for you to choose a better one ahead of this. You wouldn't know what would come out after now. Do you understand? This might become old-fashioned. Thank you. And B, no, question 2. What is the okay, sorry. What is the opportunity cost of choosing option A?
What?
What is the opportunity cost of choosing option A? Of choosing option A? I told you. The opportunity cost of choosing option A is option B. Tickets from India versus England at Rajkot. The next best alternative for gun. That is the opportunity cost. The next best alternative for gun. Do you remember now, please? The next best opportunity, the next best alternative for gun. That is the opportunity cost.
Okay.
So option B is what? The opportunity cost. Is it clear? Then you go down. Now, underlying assumptions in economics. Okay, so we go to underlying assumptions in economics. Are you there, please? Underlying assumptions in economics. Are you there? Page 13.
Yes.
Okay. So when making economic decisions, individuals are usually faced with limitations in getting started above. Anita could not buy all the things she wanted. She was limited by the amount of money she had available and therefore had to choose one from four different options. However, to help her make the decision, she placed the four items of expenditure in order of preferences. By doing this, she was able to select option A. This is rational because according to our list, option A is the most preferred option. That is the one that will give her the most satisfaction. Economists assume that individuals behave a rational way. They make the following two assumptions in relation to rationality. So, like I told you earlier, in as much as you're satisfied, you made a demand. Demand is the quantity of goods or services that you are willing and able to buy at a given price and time. For the fact that you demanded for the product, that means you derive satisfaction from the product. That makes you a rational consumer. Do you understand? So you become irrational if your actions become gives a negative result. Then that's when you become irrational. That is when people will judge you. They won't judge you when you are buying. They will wait until the result is out. So for economists, they make two assumptions about rationality of consumers. The first one, consumers aim to maximize benefits. So what is benefit? The satisfaction you derive from that consumption. Why is the consumption important to you? What's the importance of the consumption? So let's see what they wrote here. They said when making economic decisions, economists assume that consumers will always choose a course of action that gives them the greatest satisfaction. I just told you that. So economists believe that you would have taken that choice, you would have made a choice because you believe you're going to derive utility. Utility is the amount of satisfaction you can derive from the consumption of a commodity. So the consumer will always buy the supplier that offers the cheapest price. To pay more for a product than is necessary is irrational. For example, why would a consumer pay 1.14 for a liter of petrol at a filling station when less than 500 meters away another is selling the same petrol for 1.09 per liter? So just 500 meters, you get a gas station that sells for 1.09. It is irrational of you to buy for 1.14. Do you understand the difference between rational and irrational here? If a consumer is faced with buying a product from three different suppliers at the same price, the consumer will buy the best quality product. To buy a product of lower quality would be irrational. So if I have a choice to buy from three suppliers that sell at the same price, the rationality of me means that I have to buy the most quality out of them. It is irrational of me to buy the one that has no quality when I have other options. Do you understand the assumption here? The first assumption is about price. The second assumption is about what? Quality. Is it clear, please? Is it clear? So we move on. So now, that's the first thing. Consumer aim to maximize benefit. So for the first one, consumer will be able to maximize benefit with a cheaper price and a better quality. So we go to businesses aim to maximize their profit. So the same way consumers want to maximize profit is the same as businesses. They want to also maximize profit. Consumers want to maximize satisfaction by buying at a cheaper price with a better quality. Producers or businesses, they want to maximize profit. How do they do this? By increasing the price and lowering the cost. Let's check. They say when business owners make decisions, they will also choose a course of action that has the best financial results. This is because economists assume that business owners will want to make as much profit as possible. That's what we call maximum profit or profit maximization. Owners are assumed to be rational when making financial decisions about their businesses. Two examples are outlined below. If a business owner can buy some raw materials from three different suppliers, the owner will always buy the cheapest available as long as the quality is the same. To pay more for raw materials than is necessary would be irrational. So producers, Businesses are also rational because they think they want to maximize profit. They buy a cheaper raw material, but if the price remains the same, they check if the quality are intact before they buy. They think about price. They want to buy at a cheaper rate. Do you understand? Because the amount you pay in getting raw materials will be considered as your cost of production. Second, when setting a price for a product, a business owner will always choose the highest price that the market can stand. So consumers, for businesses, they think about high prices, lower cost. But when they think about high prices, they think about the price that consumers can afford, not just a higher price. And when you talk about the consumers can afford, you're talking about the price that the market can stand. Are you getting it, please? So that is businesses and consumers. The assumptions are made. For businesses, they want to maximize profit. How do they maximize profit? They ensure that they buy the cheapest raw materials with quality. And the second one is they charge a higher price that the market can stand. That is the businesses. For consumers, they want to maximize benefits. That is satisfaction. How do they maximize benefit? Consumers will maximize benefit through buying a cheap product, a lower price product with a better quality. Is it clear? In some circumstances, I'm moving on. This is why consumers may not always maximize their benefits. So we've talked about how consumers, how they become rational. That's what we first talked about. Assumptions in economics, how consumers and businesses, we see them as being rational. Now, what will make them not to be rational? Let's go down. For consumers, they said in some circumstances, a consumer may fail to maximize their benefit when making a choice. There are three possible reasons that help to explain this. The first one, it is possible that some consumers have difficulty in calculating the benefits from consuming the product. This is because measuring the satisfaction gained from consuming a product is often very difficult. So it is hard to quantify, that means expressed in numbers, the satisfaction gained from consumption. For example, in getting started above, how can Anita measure precisely the satisfaction gained from going out for a meal, going to the cricket match, buying a new outfit, and visiting her brother? There are four very different acts of consumption. Anita has overcome the problem by placing the choice in order of preference. However, she may have overestimated or underestimated the possible satisfaction that has one of the four acts of consumption gives her. As a result, she may not have maximized her benefits when choosing the meal out. The problem about consumers is this. The first thing is that we cannot quantify the benefits we gain from the consumption of a product. It's either we overestimate it or we underestimate it. If we overestimate, it is irrational. If we underestimate, it is irrational. So it is difficult for us to, taking your friends out, can you quantify the satisfaction you get? But you know you are happy doing it, but you can never measure the kind of satisfaction you get. So it becomes difficult because you would have spent so much money, but maybe that amount of money you spent would not really make up for the satisfaction you derived. So that's one of the reasons why it's difficult for consumers to maximize benefits. The second one, some consumers develop buying habits that may affect their ability to make rational choices. For example, over a period of time, some consumers stay loyal to a particular brand. Once they become used to a brand, they continue to buy it habitually. Even when other brands on the market offer better value, they maintain their loyalty. This seems irrational, but such behavior can be observed. For example, many people buy the same newspaper all their lives. They may start by choosing a particular title and then carry on purchasing this paper out of habit. So what we're saying is this. Sometimes consumers have that habitual attitude. They have that habit to stay loyal to a brand. And it is irrational of you to stay loyal to a brand when there are other brands that give more in terms of delivery than the brand you stayed loyal to. But you've created that habit to stick with that brand. That is irrational of you. So you won't be able to, you won't have the opportunity to compare different brands. Then that is irrational. Then you will not be able to maximize your benefits. because you have only one. You are unable to compare with others. Is the second one clear? The third one. Another reason why some consumers do not maximize their benefit is because they are influenced by the behavior of others. Young consumers may adopt some of the buying habits of their parents. So what they are saying here in essence is that consumers sometimes imitate, they copy, they are influenced by friends, by parents. So as a result of that, you won't be able to, logically think about what you are buying, what is good for you. You are buying it because your friends buy. You are buying it because this is what your parents used to buy. But the satisfaction derived from it might not be the same as that of your parents. Do you understand? So you might not be able to maximize benefit because you didn't buy based on your own logic, based on your own critical thinking. You bought based on influences. Do you understand the three reasons why consumers may not maximize benefit? The first one is when you buy based on habits. You're buying because you are stick to a brand, so you feel that is the best. You don't want to change it. That's the reason why you would not maximize benefit. The second one is you are buying, you cannot quantify the satisfaction you get because satisfaction is abstract. It's not what we can measure. So you might overestimate or underestimate the benefit you derive from buying that product. And the third one is you buying because your friends are buying, you buying because your parents used to buy. So these are three reasons why a consumer might not maximize benefit. Is it clear? Let me write it out there. So here we have, we have the activity now. But they say Panda Check is a Chinese price comparison website, like price comparison websites all over the world. They help consumers to find the cheapest deals when shopping online. The website is designed to help online shoppers find the best price. So you have to read them. Are you with me, please? You read them, and based on what I've explained to you, you try to do it. Okay.